Two kings, one square apart. No pieces left to hide behind. What do? Move the wrong way, and you have a draw. But there's a secret technique grandmasters use here. One simple idea that decides who wins and who walks away with a draw. The opposition. It happens when two kings stand on the same file, with just one square between them, and it's the other player's turn. So in this position, to enter the opposition, the only winning move is king to d4. Now white has gained opposition to black, who has 5 squares to choose from. If he goes left or right, you need to block black's king from reaching the pawn file, while also creating a path for promotion. Let's say he plays the most natural move, king to d7. If white pushes the pawn now, it would again be a draw. Opposition doesn't only work for the player who has an extra pawn. If you're playing as black in this position, you take the opposition by moving your king to a 7. White advances the pawn, and now you always need to ensure that after claiming opposition and white pushes the pawn, you move your king to the same file as the pawn. White pushes again, and once more you stand on the same file as the pawn. White then moves the king, and now again you take the opposition. White is forced to push the pawn. You step back, and after white's next move, it's a stalemate. The second world chess champion, Emanuel Lasker, once said, "The hardest game to win is a 1 game." Even though I don't think the quote is entirely true, it perfectly fits the opposition endgames. So back in this position, to win as white, you first need to create a path for your pawn. Black now has 2 main options, either king to c5 or d7. Let's start with the more played move, king to d7. As you should already know, pushing your pawn would lose the game, so you need to take the opposition. Black moves to the right, and now you again take additional space for your pawn by moving king to c6. When the black king retreats to the back rank, you finally advance your pawn, and he is forced to leave the d file. Then you bring your king to c7 to secure the path for your pawn, and you win the game. Crucial thing to understand about the opposition is that it doesn't only work on files. It works also on ranks. Black back there can also go to c5. Now you push your pawn. He walks away from the check, so you take the opposition. But this time on the rank, black goes c7, you move your pawn, and black goes king to d8. And what would you do in that position? Write the answer in the comment. Now for the bonus tip. Opposition has one exception where it doesn't work. That is when the pawn is on the edge of the board. For example, in this position, even if you take the opposition, the game will end in a draw. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe or leave a comment, and see you in the next one.